All right, did 24 miles yesterday up a steep old hill to finish it up, and getting back on trail, leaving Bailey's Gap Shelter. Right now there's two options, 21 and 27. So like usual, I will see how I feel around lunchtime, determine how far to go. But I'm really glad I climbed that hill yesterday, even though it was super steep and exhausting, because I don't have to do it now, and that's a plus. A couple miles before the next water, but got a full bottle. It's not hot yet, it's not even too humid, and it's supposed to be a reasonable temperature today. So getting going, and thinking it'll be a good day again. Every day out here is good. All right, well, first thing this morning, walking along this rocky ridge, which really slows you down because you gotta look at your feet. But I can't remember if I said yesterday I was walking on this kind of stuff and I stubbed the heck out of my big toe, and for a second I thought I broke my toe. Then I realized I didn't, and then I was very sure that I broke my toenail. So it didn't hurt too bad. Hiked with it the rest of the day without looking at it because I was worried it was going to be bleeding and gross. And got to camp and finally checked it out, and definitely broke the nail, but not too bad, no blood, so should heal up nicely and grow out. Oh shoot, almost fell. That's what happens with these rocks. But yeah, so that's some positive news, but just gonna keep trying not to hurt myself and slowly make it through this, and hopefully it's not all day, because I definitely will be not making 27, and maybe not even 20 if I have to hike in this all day. All right. Man, it's been grassy like this all day. Total tick city. If I don't get a tick today, it'll be a miracle. Just have to do a thorough tick check when I stop for lunch and when I get to camp, and maybe a few times in between. Don't want to get that Lyme disease. Well, like 2/3 of the way up this 2,000-foot hill, and there's a thunderstorm. And you know what, maybe that's a good thing, because it was hot as hell going up this hill. So I'm just going to take a break, this little parking area, and then I'm going to do the last third. Poured rain for 20 minutes or so, then the sun came back out, and like a mile and a half from this shelter I'm going to take a rest. 27 is out the window. There's no way that's happening today, but 20 is even gonna be a stretch, because there's another big old hill and this heat is killer. But I saw this side trail, the Kelly Knob, which is supposed to have a view, and it says only 120 yards, and I stopped because there's somebody up there. But I'm gonna go take a look. All right, well, Kelly Knob, a lot of foliage blocking the view, but now I'm just gonna go to the shelter, take my shoes off, dry my socks out, then finish the day strong. But I was just looking at my pack while I was there, and it looks like my pack cover, you know, even under a heavy rain, worked pretty well. And I almost didn't bring it because I got it and it just looked and felt so flimsy. But it was a cheap one off Amazon, not one of the expensive, Osprey brands or anything. It's a little bit small for my pack when it's fully loaded, but I mean, it does the job. Now I just hope that my sleeping bag stayed dry, because then I'll really know if it did the job. But the sleeping bag is also inside a contractor bag, so the only way it could really get wet is if water got and pooled into my pack somehow. So anyway, we'll update and I'll get back to you. Oak, the biggest tree on the AT in the south. They estimate it's 300 years old, and it is a big tree. I don't know if you can see my backpack, but man, I mean, it's got to be 6 feet in diameter at least. So that's why it's famous, not to be confused with the Keebler oak, which of course is where the elves make cookies. It's the Kiefer or Kefir oak. Not sure which way you say it or if it's a different way altogether. All right, so I'm almost at the first shelter at 21 miles, and I've been tossing up about pushing to the next one, another 6, but it's like 6:30. It's gonna be night hiking. There's not gonna be a lot of water. I think the only thing that makes sense is to pull up at 21, even though it's 0.3 off the trail. The day just kind of got away from me. It started slow with the rocks, and then there was the really steep 2,000-foot climb in the heat of the day that took a lot out of me. Thunderstorm came after that, and I took a long rest to try to dry out after the thunderstorm. And then Sprite's mom was doing trail magic again, so I sat there for another half hour. So it just got too late in the day, I think, to push. That's okay, 20 miles is still good, and I'll be there soon, and packing it in for the night and hope it's not too crowded. All right, good night.